First of all, we want you all to be clear about what is it, and the simplest definition is that sexual assault is an act in which a person intentionally sexually touches another person without that person's consent. We will be talking mostly about sexual assault happening to women, but please remember that it can also happen to men, and we need to take it seriously.
Okay, sorry. A lot of people nowadays think that because we brought up the topic of sexual assault a lot today, that it has drastically decreased. Unfortunately, that's not true. And as you can see on the board, it's still a generous problem. Although not every time, but most of the times when women actually finally realizes that she should say something and wants to say something about the problem, she gets shut down by responses. You can take a compliment, or you don't have a sense of humor, or you're too uptight, or just simply not to make a fuss. Well, why is that, you may ask? That's because women and men are equal now, more or less, and that makes people think that talking and complaining about sexism that is still existing is overreacting. Well, it's not, and actually only talking about it can prevent it from happening. So I'm really sorry to say, but does that look to you that women and men are equal now? Because for me it doesn't.
But we need to ask ourselves, why does the assault happen so often? That's because we live in a society with an ongoing rape culture. It works the way that the tolerance of behaviors at the bottom excuses those higher up. So even the simple things like saying boys will be boys when they present acts of rudeness towards girls, it teaches them that their behavior don't have consequences and they can do whatever they want. They learn how to use that privilege at a very young age, and boys aren't to blame. So who is? The victims, which are very often women. Sometimes when women share their stories about the sexual assault that happened to them, they are being asked questions like, okay, but what were you wearing? Were you alone? Were you drunk? And all that. And that questions, they make them believe that maybe they did something wrong. Maybe they are to blame. Maybe it's all their fault. If we, as a society, allow these things to happen, we contribute to building a society where things at the top can be excused.
Okay, April is a Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Is an annual campaign to raise public awareness about sexual assault and educate people on how to prevent sexual violence. By this slide, we wanted to show you that women, not only complain about the problem, but also want to spread awareness and make a difference. By a lot of marches or protests or even campaigns, they want to show that it's not okay to sexually assault women. Unfortunately, people in charge, they're mostly men, don't take this problem quite seriously because they think that it's not worth their money or time. Well, it's hard to blame them considering they were brought up in a world where equality wasn't important either. While celebrating SAAM, you need to remember that you can meet a lot of people that were once victims of sexual assault. While talking to them and dealing with them, you need to remember not to blame them, to believe them, and to respect their process of healing. If you think that you cannot participate in this thing because it's like only an American thing or something, don't be too upset, because even small steps make big changes, and you could participate in this project for example, taking part in an Instagram contest made by National Sexual Violence Resource Center, which address you have was right there. Never mind. Yeah.
If one day you happen to know someone who's been sexually assaulted, it's very important for you to know what to do in order to help them. First of all, you should speak to some reliable adult who might help you in going through this. Don't change your clothes and go to the doctor. You will have a proof that something has happened which is necessary for further police investigation. Don't be ashamed and don't be afraid to seek justice, because it's not your fault, you did nothing wrong. The law is on your side, and there are many people out there ready to help you. We search for helplines all over the world, like in countries participating in this exchange. We couldn't find the number for Catalonian helpline, but we think the Spanish one will do. And remember, if something bad happens, you can always call the helplines or look up the answers for your questions online.
So in name of all of the women in the world, we'd like to thank you for listening. And thank you.